Hello everybody and welcome back to the Oxford United Road to Glory career mode. As you can see here, we have quite a busy month of December ahead of us. This is my second attempt at recording this intro, so I'm not going again. Anyways, Manchester City away from home will be the first game that we play. They are currently second in the table and we are currently seventh. Top four has been a challenge, to say the least, trying to get into the top four. But listen, there's still a lot of football to be played. We're not actually too far off top four in the table points-wise, as you can see here. United currently in fourth with 25 points. We are currently in seventh with 20 points, but we do have a game in hand. It's the draws that you can see there that have let us down. 5 draws. If we could have converted them into wins, then we'd be in the top 4 right now. But City will be the first game that we play. Everton at home, West Ham away. We'll sim this Conference League game because we're already through as group winners. Brentford, United and Leeds, and then we are officially in the transfer window once again, where, as I said in the last episode, probably not going to do an awful lot. It'll be more outs than it is ins, but if there's a bit of business that we can do that makes sense and benefits the team, then we will do that. So, again, this will be an episode of highlights. I know it's not ideal. I want to try and get at least 2 episodes out before I go to Manchester, which I'm going to this coming Thursday, the 25th, for UFC 304, which I'm very, very excited about. So we'll get through the highlights of these December games, and then in the next episode, I will try and include a few of the full games as well, because I know that people enjoy them. I do as well. It's such a shame that the live streams have had to take a back seat for the moment, but yeah, look, it is what it is. We'll try and figure it out. I'm sure we'll get there in the end. But without further ado, let's get into the highlights of the game against Manchester City at the Etihad in a huge top 4 clash. Whilst this technically may not be a Manchester derby, we did still demonstrate today why Manchester is indeed red. Will Holmes got things going here. Conor Gallagher with a great ball. Will Holmes left unmarked, clean through, smacked it past Ederson, who had saved a similar chance right before then. But Will Holmes made sure that the Brazilian goalkeeper didn't keep that one out, and that put us 1-0 up inside 12 minutes of this game. Rodri then very nearly equalised only a few minutes later. I tell you what, if that was Erling Haaland, that was 1-1. Got into the perfect position, but absolutely blew it sky high. He thought he was playing rugby, the poor lad. So that kept things at 1-0. Gavin Bazunu does make a save there, but Eric, the man who has only scored a handful of goals for Oxford United, scores an absolutely fantastic goal there. Yes, my voice did just crack a small bit, but even though I do think I will need a new left back next season, I still want to keep Eric as a backup. He's a solid choice to have. I still think we just need someone just that little bit better. But he scored a fantastic goal there to put us 2-0 up. I feel like every single time I play against Man City, though, if I go 2-0 up, they will bring it back to 2-1. And they did it here with Erling Haaland. Again, left unmarked. Defensively, we switched off. Jarrett tried to get there last second but wasn't able to do so, and he smacked it past Gavin Bazunu, who is playing against his old team. But thankfully it was only in vain for Man City. Tyler Goodrum here, who's on the run of his life since we got promoted to the Premier League, scores a fantastic goal, his 5th league goal of the season, and that put us 3-1 up with 10 minutes to go. And I thought that would be it for the goal scoring, but I thought, you know what? Let's really rub salt in the wound. Jed Spence in here squares it to the substitute Costa, who scores his first Premier League goal of the season. He's already outscored Conor Gallagher in the league this season in like 5 less games. Excuse me, but that put us 4-1 up at the Etihad as I nearly bring back up my dinner. My apologies for that. And that was 3 points on the road. A huge 3 points as well. If we are to get top 4, we need to keep winning games like this. So we've dismantled the blue half of Manchester. Now let's do that to the blue half of Merseyside. So we do end up battering the blue half of Merseyside, but I will say they did initially make it a bit difficult for us. So Ben Duac did request to play this game, former Liverpool player, and he got off to the perfect start here. Save initially by the keeper, but he was able to slot that home for 1-0. Great ball as well by Tyler Goodrum. Made a couple of changes as well in this game. Goodrum I decided to play as a cam. Costa I started after scoring that goal against City. And Duac, as I say, requested to play. Duac, I keep going between the two names, but whatever. He got the opening goal of the game. But in pure FC24 fashion, we did concede straight away here. Not even going to give a commentary on this goal. It's just the most FC24 goal you'll ever concede, moments after going 1-0 up. So that leveled things up inside the opening 10 minutes. And then, less than 10 minutes later, this happens. Like, I was fit to throw my controller at the screen at this stage. It's just the same bloody goal that we always concede. Bazunu maybe could have done a little bit better. I'm probably being way too harsh there. In fact, I am. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Ignore that last statement. But then, less than 10 minutes after that, Will Holmes scored his first goal of the game, and let's just say it wasn't his last. Lovely kind of toe poke finish there into the corner of the net. Even though that should have been 2-0 and not 2-2. But whatever. The second half was well and truly ours. Will Holmes yet again here. Great ball again by Tyler Goodrum. Did really, really well in that number 10 role, Goodrum. He's having a fantastic season, so he is. But Will Holmes smashing that in to that top corner, and that put us up in the game yet again, as I just nearly knocked over my entire table. That gave me a fright. But Tyler Goodrum, as I said, keeping up his great form. A couple of assists in this game. Gets round the defender, slots it past the keeper, and that was 4-2. I'm so happy for Tyler Goodrum. As I said in the last episode, he scored the very first goal in this series back when we were in League One, and here he is scoring goals in the Premier League for fun, putting us 4-2 up against Everton, to the dismay, I should say, of Sean Dyche. I was refereeing last night, so I'm quite tired, so sorry if my speech is all over the place. As you can see here, there was a couple of saves by both goalkeepers, but nothing really of note, nothing noteworthy. But something that was noteworthy was Will Holmes scoring the hat-trick. Thought for a second I'd messed it up. I was trying to go around the keeper. The keeper managed to stay in line with Will Holmes, but he was still able to slot it past him. That was 5-2. And I tell you what, Conor Gallagher, he took what I said personally last time, when I said that Costa scored more Premier League goals than him in 5 less games. Well, we brought Gallagher off the bench. He went on a run here. It's not the cleanest of finishes, but it's still quite an impressive one. Keeper probably should have done a little bit better, but it's the first goal that Conor Gallagher has scored in the Premier League, and his first goal at the Kassam. Hopefully there's a few more where that came from, and that was 6-2 against Everton. And now we move on to a game against the Claret and Blues of London, West Ham United. So as you can see, lads, the West Ham game has come and gone. And no, I did not forget to include the highlights. There basically was none. Even though I played the mode in this game known as highlights. This was literally every highlight that we were given. Player gets ball, player runs into defender, highlight ends. That was that. There's a lot of exciting new features coming to FC25, but bloody hell, I really hope they have fixed the highlights feature, because it is so broken that it's not even funny. Please take note, EA. Thankfully, the quick sim feature is still working, though. We do win this Conference League game 2-0. We'd already qualified. We'd already topped the group, so we made quite a lot of changes. Where am I going? Here I'm going. As you can see here, basically a completely rotated second team. A few of the first teamers came on and got some of the goals. Costa started. He scored his second goal of the episode. And Lucas, our French attacking midfielder, I should say, made it 2-0. So we topped the group. 6 wins from 6. On to the last 16. Get in there. So as you can see here, we topped the group, as I said, unbeaten, 24 scored, 2 conceded, absolutely steamrolled through everybody in that group. Ghent, our Belgian counterparts, came second on head-to-head results, or goal difference, one of the two. Obviously head-to-head results comes before goal difference, but they had a better goal difference anyway, so I assume it was still head-to-head results. Beşiktaş and Djurgårdens being knocked out completely. Just to have a quick look at the other groups, Bilbao and Lech Poznan both go through, Salzburg and Besiktas going through there, Hibernian unfortunately not qualifying for the knockout round of the Conference League, Atalanta and Basel, Aberdeen drew 5 games, only 1 loss, as many losses as the second place Basel, and they still didn't qualify. A moment of silence for Aberdeen, a club that I have a bit of a soft spot for. Cluj and Genk going through there, Mönchengladbach and Vitesse in Group E, Nice and Viking in Group F, then it's ourselves, and then Zagreb and Feyenoord in probably the most evenly matched group in the Conference League. They go through there with Trabzonspor and Zurich coming bottom of their group. If we have a look here at the Europa League, let's have a look at some of the teams that will be dropping down to the Conference League. So we have Rakov there dropping down in a group that included Newcastle and Young Boys, FC Twente dropping down after finishing third in Group B, Bucharest from Group C, Shamrock Rovers from Dublin in Group D. They didn't lose, or sorry, they didn't lose every game. I was going to say they didn't lose a game. They only lost 2, but they drew 4 games. Glimt Who else they draw against? Glimt again, I think. No, that's Frankfurt. What am I saying? They drew with Anderlecht, though. Glimt again. And they drew at Frankfurt away. So they gave a good account of themselves for an Irish team, Shamrock Rovers. Fair play to them. Rangers, a team I'm not very fond of. They will also be dropping down to the Conference League, as will Malmo. It was very nearly Juventus. Fenerbahce, that was a tough enough Europa League group. Bloody hell. Surprised Michelin topped it, but here we are. And Brøndby from Denmark will also be dropping down as well. So obviously we bypass the preliminary round and we will be going straight to the last 16 in February. So very much looking forward to that. In terms of the Premier League, we are up to 5th place, but that's so frustrating to draw another game against West Ham. That keeps us 4 points off top 4. But listen, we're in a better position now than we were when we started this episode, and definitely when we started the episode before this one. So I'm very, very happy with that. But we do need to start turning those draws into wins. We've only lost 3 games. I mean, we've lost less games than second place Manchester City, who we beat 4-1 in this episode. So, you know, we are doing well for the most part. We just need to stop drawing games, and I think then top 4, I think we'll be good for it. I swear to Jesus, these draws are going to cost us top 4. Unflippin' believable. We get off to a great start. Will Holmes goes on a brilliant run, shows he can set them up as well as score them. Henry Lucas with the goal to put us 1-0 up. I think this was probably the only other big chance really in that half. Right at the end of it, Bazunu nearly got beaten there, but thankfully we stayed 1-0 up until this guy here, Kota, who apparently hadn't played a single minute of Premier League football until today, scores that to make it 1-1, and that's how it finished as well. I am actually getting so sick of these draws, it's not even funny, and I really do fear that this will be what stops us from getting Champions League football next season. So lads, to wrap up the episode, up next is a big game against Manchester United, who are currently in 3rd. Let me actually just have a quick look at the table as well, because they were in 4th before then. But as you can see, they're 6 points ahead of us. Obviously United are the team I support in real life. They just beat Rangers as well yesterday in a pre-season friendly, so I was quite happy with that. Great debut by Lenny Yoro. Still can't believe we got his signature over Real Madrid, but I'm all here for it. But yeah, they've only lost 1 game all season. As I said, it's the team I support in real life. It's always a special occasion, and especially now at Old Trafford. So we're going to play this game in full, just to make up for the amount of highlights that I've had to show you. I really don't like doing the episodes this way, I should say. But it's the only way we can do them at the moment, unfortunately. So let's get into it. Old Trafford, Manchester versus Oxford, the Battle of the Uniteds. Here we go. And it is Will Holmes who'll kick things off here. If this thing will ever load. There we go. Sorry, now my recording's gone weird. There we go. Sorry about that. But Old Trafford in a huge game, which could have huge implications on who finishes in the top 4 and who doesn't. United obviously have been quite a tough team to break down. You can see there they've made a few signings, but there's a few familiar faces as well, like Antony and Rashford. Potts is a new player, obviously. Here's Ramos. Marcus Rashford. Hanko there in the team. 2 left-footed centre-backs, Hanko and Martinez. So that's interesting, as Spence decides to clear it there for some reason. I hate when you do that, when you press circle to try and intercept the ball, and you end up getting it and just clearing it. Estupiñán at left-back from Brighton. I did a Brighton career mode earlier this year, and he was quite a good player on that. And here he is now on this left-hand side. Estupiñán. Good tackle by Bush, out for a United corner. Don't have Jake O'Brien on the pitch, so maybe lacking just a little bit of height, but they take it short. Here's Scott. Good interception by Gallagher. He's definitely had a better episode today than he has in recent times. And speaking of people having good episodes, here's Tyler Goodrum, who's been on an absolute another level in the last few episodes, and he's in here again. Tyler Goodrum, 1-0 to Oxford United at Old Trafford. I don't celebrate against United. It's the team I support in real life. It's JJ's team that he supports in real life as well as Oxford United. So I'm not going to celebrate, but we do take a 1-0 lead here. Well, Diao has normally been the man scoring them from the wings, but he's had a very quiet episode today. He's done virtually nothing. But Tyler Goodrum has more than made up for it. A toe poke finish there into the corner. 1-0 to Oxford against Manchester United. Oh, calm, because we've been here so many times in this episode, and I can't have it happen again. I just saw there as well they have Gavi in the team. So Gavi obviously was a player who we had at Thurl United. Didn't exactly go to plan, unfortunately. Unless we played Man City or Barcelona, he was virtually useless. Oh my goodness me, I tell you who's not virtually useless is Gavin Bazunu. Another brilliant save there, and I tell you what, we're on the break here again with Lucas. Will Holmes is up in support, probably released it too early, and United get it back. Anthony now here on the right hand side. Gavi into Anthony again. Jeff Jarrett with the interception though. Lucas, who's had a decent enough episode, to be fair. He's in here. Henry Lucas. Oh, Andre Onana with a good save. We win it back though with Flynn. Over to his Irish teammate Goodrum. Spence now on the right hand side. Not really much going on in the middle. Oh, Jarrett has it though. Jeff Jarrett. Oh, hasn't scored in a while. And they avoid the corner as well, United. Potts deals with it. Here's Anthony. Gallagher looking to intercept but unable to get there. Here's Manu Kone. I think that's the Watford player who I believe went to Nice recently. The Canadian-born player. Quite a decent player as well, if that is who I'm thinking of. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different Kone. I'm sure the comments will let me know. But here's Jeff Jarrett, our midfielder. Up to 87 rated now as well. Oh my God, Will Holmes, what a turn. It's Jeff Jarrett at Old Trafford. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, what a goal that would have been. I nearly would have broken my rule about celebrating against United and would have just done it there. Because that would have been a world-class goal. Great little turn by Holmes. Played the ball into Jarrett. But unfortunately, it hit the woodwork and came back out. We weren't able to follow up with it. But here he is again, Jeff Jarrett. He's in the mood today, I tell you what. He's going to have another go here. Oh, Onana with another brilliant save. Lucas now on the corner. I'm going to leave Gallagher take the corner. Let's see what happens. It was a decent ball in. Kone gets rid of it. And it's Jarrett again. And it's out for a goal kick. But I tell you what, this is one of the best performances I've had in this episode. And of course it would be when I'm recording. I do miss doing the episodes like this. I really do feel like those are the most fun ones to do. But just for the series to keep progressing, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And that's why it's a highlights compilation these days. But I am working around it. I am trying to see if there is a way to make sure I can do more full games like this as we approach the halftime break. And now we're in the halftime break here. 1-0 up at Old Trafford. Tyler Goodrum yet again, the star boy with a star moment. 1-0 up at Old Trafford. Let's get into the second half. So no changes at halftime for Oxford. Don't think United have made any either, from what I can see. But let's hope that the scoreline does not change unless we, make it bigger. That's what she said. That was a terrible joke. I apologise. But anyways, let's hope United don't get back into this, which is a sentence I never thought I would ever say, and it pains me to say it, to be honest. But anyways, here's Diao. Oh, good interception by Martinez. He was due a bad episode, really, wasn't he, Diao? He's been unplayable lately. He's been so good in recent episodes. So he was due a bad one. But here's Anthony now. He's got a player in the middle as well. Flynn deals with it. Here's Potts. Oh, we give it right back to them with Scott. Good interception. Lucas deals with it. And here's Will Holmes now looking to go on the counter-attack. Come on, Will. Oh, go on, Will. He gets the better of Martinez there. Hanko looking to catch up. Will Holmes, good save again by Andre Onana. He is having a fantastic game, the Cameroonian goalkeeper. Martinez, the butcher, the captain of Manchester United in this save. Obviously Bruno Fernandes has left to go to Tottenham in this, which has just never looked right, to be honest. Oh, here's Ramos. Bazunu comes out, and I tell you what, I'm glad he did, because we were doomed if he didn't. Half an hour to go here. Diao. Come on. Oh, I tell you what, he took what I said personally about having a quiet episode, and he scores a goal at Old Trafford. You know what? I'll let Diao celebrate because I think he needed a big moment like that. Oh, you can see the relief there in the celebration. And we do go 2-0 up. I really, really wish we hadn't drawn that West Ham game now. Because I feel like if we didn't, this result might have snuck us into the top 4. But United have only lost 1 game all season. And they're on the verge of losing a second here. Brilliant finish by Diao. Curled it round Onana. And we double the lead here at Old Trafford. Oh, God. Bit of relief there. Bit of relief because sometimes I get worried when players fall into a bad spell of form. Because in FIFA or FC24, whatever you want to say, I find that they can take a while to recover. And sometimes they don't recover, which is really... It was really apparent in the case of Gavi at Turley United. It's... you know, the players' consistency can be very set in stone at times. Very much set in stone, I should say. But I mean, Flynn had a bit of a poor start to the season, and he's been fantastic over the last few episodes. So maybe it's just me overthinking it, but I'm glad now that Diao has gotten that moment. As I say, I think he needed a moment like that just to get things up and running again. And we are just over 15 minutes away from sealing 3 points at Old Trafford. But United look to go on the attack here again with Anthony. He's got players in the middle. He finds one. And Ramos puts it away for 2-1. United back in this. They don't pick up the ball. They celebrate like they've equalised. But they have halved the deficit. Bloody hell, I can't speak anymore. I'm actually getting kind of worried about my speech. I really am. It's been really bad lately. Right, Jake O'Brien was complaining about not having enough game time recently, so I am going to bring him on there, swap him with Flynn. Diao is a little bit tired, so Duac can come on. I'll keep him on the left, and we'll see how he does there. And I'm going to bring on Bloom for Eric as well. So freshen things up here for the final 14 minutes or so, especially since United have scored. Let's hope that it doesn't come back to bite me, these changes. Wouldn't mind getting a third goal just to shut up shop a bit. But let's try not lose the ball either. And as soon as I say that, I give it right back to them. Playing a bit of a high press at the moment, United. Good tackle by O'Brien. Stupinan on this left-hand side beats Spence. The cross can only find the head of O'Brien, but Rashford has it. Alex Scott, good block by Flynn. And that will go out for a throw-in. And you know what? Time-wasting substitution. I'm taking a risk here. I'm going to take off Will Holmes and bring on Martin. Bit of energy up front for the last 8 minutes or so if we hit them on the break. They're bringing on Alvaro Morata, who just had a fantastic Euros campaign. You can see Harry Maguire warming up there as well. But I'm going to let this cutscene play out for this substitution. Just run down that clock a little bit. Will Holmes comes off. No goal for him today, but still a very good performance. And Carlos Martin comes on to play up front. That's probably going to be a foul. No, it's not. Well, the one time I was actually expecting the referee to give the free kick and I would have been okay with it, he didn't bother giving it. Typical. Is Duac. Over to Bloom. Oh, he did really well there to get... Oh, he's done excellent to get around Gavi and Potts, but he loses it in the end. I thought for a second he was going to run it right out of play. Martinez and Gavi, he does well to keep that in as well. Only 2 minutes to go here. Here's Hanko. Lucas, come on, get that. As we come into the 90th minute, only 2 added minutes. So really, they're only going to have one more chance, United, at equalising. Come on, get the ball off him. Scott, good tackle by O'Brien. That'll surely be that. Yes, it is. Well, I never thought I'd celebrate United losing at Old Trafford, but this is a huge result for us, especially when it comes to the top 4 race. The West Ham result did derail us a little bit, but we end this episode on a high with a 2-1 win at Old Trafford. I know we still have one more game to go in December, but I will play that in the next episode. I'll include that as the first bit of the next episode as well. But thankfully we end the episode with 3 points at Old Trafford, and that's where I will end it, lads. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, I don't like doing the episodes this way. I much prefer when we're able to do it live and we can have a chat or have a conversation, I should say, within the live chat, and I think it just makes it more interactive. But we will get there eventually. Again, I will find a way to make these episodes a bit longer and include more full games like we've just had here. But yeah, listen, regardless of all that, the support on this channel has been very overwhelming as of late. There's been a lot of new subscribers coming in, which I'm really appreciative of. So I promise you I normally speak better than this at the moment. I'm coming off a bit of an illness that I had recently, and I was refereeing last night, so I'm quite tired. And there's also a time limit as well from the uploading from the PlayStation when it comes to the length of time you can upload these episodes. But anyways, this is the longest outro ever. Thank you all again for the support. I'll see you on the next one, and hopefully we'll have longer episodes in due course. So take care, and talk to you all again soon.